Hello, everyone. I'm Anna here for Kiss and Tell. I'm with the one and only John Newman. Hi, John. How are you today?
I'm very good. How are you?
Welcome back to Romania here at Neversea.
Thank you. It's good to be here. It's very warm. It's good.
Yeah. Pleasant weather today we're having.
It's good, yes.
How was the last time here in Romania at Untold? I was there, but maybe for our listeners and our viewers, they want to know, how did you feel?
It was amazing. I always remember that gig because we were here and we were in the stadium and we stayed behind and watched all the dance acts. I remember the heavens opened and there was like this, like no, there was like lightning coming down over and we were just in the rain celebrating and it was amazing. I'll always remember that. So every time somebody goes, do you want to go to Romania and do a gig? I'm like, if it's anything like that, I'm totally ready. It was great.
Yeah, it was pretty dramatic and awesome. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was great. It was good.
Tell me, John, at what age did you write your first song? I'm sure our listeners want to know.
I don't actually know. I used to write songs we couldn't, when I grew up, we couldn't really afford the phone bill. And my mum used to always shout at me. So my tactic to basically chat up girls when I was a kid, which never worked, was to sing down the phone because it meant it didn't cost much calling a mobile from the landline and I could get the job done quickly. But normally it meant that they put the phone down quickly. So I don't know, I was like really young. I was like toing and froing what was better to do, mechanics or music, and I just needed to escape the small town I grew up in, so I headed off to do music. I started I remember when I first sat down in my college, they turned around and went, "You are all professional musicians now," and that was at 16, so before that, but yeah.
Wow, 16, that's great. Do you remember your first gig ever? Like, were you super nervous?
Yeah, I do. Weirdly, I was just thinking about that because one of my band members said something. One of the guys' names is Mario, and in my head I was like, "Oh, Mario, Let Me Love You," that song, and that was the first song I ever sung on stage in my school, and everyone was like laughing at me and thinking it was the most ridiculous thing ever, and it was quite amazing. Just stood looking out to what we're about to play tonight when I was sound checking, thinking, "Wow, that tiny little school hall where I got laughed at to go in and performing in front of all these people that are hopefully appreciate it, you know."
Do you still get nervous today?
Yeah, a bit. And I think the reason being I'm a bit nervous now, and it's not too much, but I think it's when you're in the studio a lot and you kind of like settle into your life. I wake up, I walk my dogs, and I cook some breakfast and go to the studio. And that's a really weird experience to then go back into the world because it's not like starting out where you went from a small life to small gigs and then grow. It's like you go from your very personal life to then in front of thousands of people now, and that's like, yeah, it's a huge difference. But I think it's a vibe, and it just makes me go back to the studio and write better songs because next time I come here, I want to give you new songs and stuff that I'm making now. So.
Yeah, we really love you, so we're always looking up for your next songs, and we love you a lot here in Romania, and I hope you feel the love.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Do you have any superstitions before gigs? I don't know, you don't never do something, or are you like superstitious in general? I don't know.
I'm not too bad. I kind of just like kind of get on with life and just keep cracking on, and that's kind of the vibe at gigs, that is what I want to do. So I don't feel like there should be any things that are like, oh, I've got to do this to prepare for a gig. If it was what I was born to do, then I just do it, and that's how I feel. I feel like I was born to do this, so I just take it with its ease.
Yeah, we can super relate to what you just said. So, tell me, John, how important is social media for you? Do you use it a lot?
I think I think social media in the world is quite important. I think there's negatives to it, that people judge themselves by looking at the greats of others. But I think for me, I don't like to give away too much. Not like give away too much. I don't mind people seeing, like, I've got not really got anything to hide, so I don't really mind people seeing my life. I don't showboat too much either. That's the only thing that concerns me about celebrities and social media. But I think it's a useful device for a professional. And I also think it's quite fun and quite funny. I read it a lot. I'm on it a lot. But the amount of times I comment and post, I'm not too frequent, but yeah.
That's good. That's good. It's not okay to stay there in the virtual life reality. So tell me, what's next for John Newman? What should we expect from you next?
I'm actually working on, I say this all the time, but it's because I'm like, I want to get music out there at all points. And it's probably good that I've got a good team around me that are like, whoa, whoa, chill. Because I'd put out more than Drake, but not of the quality of Drake. And it's like, I think at the moment it's about preparing for what's key and what's next. I want it to be just so much better than anything I've put out. And I think that's really key. I think in music at the moment, you can just put out loads of music and it might not work or whatever, but I feel like it doesn't matter what age you are or how many hits you've had in the past or whatever, if you put out the right song at the right time, it'll really work. So I'm just preparing that now. We're like preparing a bunch of singles and a bunch of music. I have been for a long time, and any fans watching this are probably going to be like, well, come on, hurry up. But I just want to make sure it's right, I really do, so that it's well appreciated, you know.
We can't wait. And because it's summer, I have to ask, what is your favorite all-time summer memory?
Probably growing up. I grew up in a small little village, so it was quite amazing that my fiance actually said to me yesterday, we were talking about the council house we lived in. It had mold growing on the walls. And she said, I'm surprised that you haven't got asthma. And I was like, oh, it's because I was never, ever in the house. I would literally be out until 10 p.m. playing around in the countryside. So I think them early memories of running around fields and doing whatever I like in the sun is probably my early memories and some of my greatest.
Thank you so much for this. We can't wait to see you up on stage. So good luck today with your gig and hope to see you soon.
I'm pumped. I'm ready.
And a short message for our listeners at Kiss FM Romania. A big shout out for them, please, because I know they love you a lot.
Hi, this is John Newman, and I'm sending all my love to you, the Kiss FM listeners here in Romania. It's coming home.
Big kisses. Bye, guys.